Alright, welcome to episode 51 of History Rewritten. Yeah, I'm not gonna scroll down anymore because, well, basically there's a lot of independence things I want to do in today's episode, so I just scroll down. Why am I stupid like that? There's a lot of independence things I want to do in today's episode, and I'm not going to show you those borders yet, because I've drawn all the borders, and I've got all the colours prepared, so that it can be quick, and I don't have to spend all episode doing this stuff. Because some really interesting things just happened, like the Green Team developing a nuclear bomb. That's right, not an atomic bomb, a nuclear bomb. The ones that leave radioactive waste where you drop them. So, like, if you dropped it. Let's imagine that the Green Team was a really lucky guy. Now, I've not entirely decided how big this would be, but it might be something like this on the map, I think. So the Green Team managed to get away with it. Yeah, so bam, bam, bam. Leave loads of those just nuclear bombs in the world. So yeah, that's really scary for the world. They've developed one of those, and everyone is terrified. Absolutely terrified. Because they've said, oh look, we've got these bombs now, and they leave radioactive stuff everywhere. Luckily, people like Russia and the Arabic Union, and even Britain, Korea, China, and that sort of stuff, they have been gathering these sorts of radioactive materials because they think they might be useful. A lot of couriers have come from Sakhalin. They've got a lot of stuff here, and they're still allies even though they're not in an alliance. So that's nice, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, Korea's alliance is just them and this country by card. Yeah, last time we had a load of proxy wars. Actually, speaking of proxy wars, alliances. Now that's pretty important with this stuff. Another country just joined the Green Team's alliance, and it is this pink country over here. They're communists now, and they've joined the Green Team alliance along with like all of these guys and the Grey Team. So that's fun. This blue team over here, to avoid communism, has just joined the Aegean alliance, which isn't all that Aegean anymore because there's going to be more non-Aegean countries joining it. And we have this red country joining the Chinese alliance with these two. So that's interesting. Might get some other countries to join things like that in the future. There are some other countries who joined alliances, such as this red one. They have joined the Russian alliance, so it's these four countries now. Four countries. And also the Nicaraguan country has just joined the Arabic alliance, and the beige Costa Rican sort of thing has joined the Russian alliance. So that's all pretty exciting. I want to stop scrolling down, so we're going to do some independences first. Let's get that over and done with. Well, it's quite fun. I like doing independence things. So first of all, we have this country. Alright. Where's the hole in your borders? Where's the problem? I don't know. Hello, Mr. Problem. Where are you? What are you doing to me? I can't find this. Oh, it's right over here by this lake. It's really annoying to see the lake. There we go. So this one gets its independence. Oh no, there's a lot of islands. Why did I colour in all of those islands? What compelled me to do that? I guess I'm gonna have some fun later on doing that. Also, just realised they're yellow. That's a problem. Because guess what isn't? Guess what is also yellow? Capital cities. Major cities, I mean. Cities in general. There we go. There's that. Boom. 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 So there you go, that's their stuff. And their capital will be going somewhere. This country, it will be somewhere. It will be in existence. That's the thing. And of course, the Falkland Islands. Those just stay with countries, don't they? Like, you don't decolonize the Falklands. That's not how it works. No, of course. Yeah, the pink country will be also taking the Falkland Islands. I'm not just going to leave them with the Istrians. I was considering it. It nearly did become a reality. However, they are not staying with them. You are going to put your capital pretty far south, actually, which is maybe not great, because relatively Patagonian down there. And you're going to put your capital up here in the north. Alright, actually that's still pretty south. I was thinking about putting it up here, but then this city is right on the border of this country, and maybe that's not a great idea. Anyway, on to these guys. We have this purplish thing. We have it being this colour. There we go. I know what I'm doing. And what did I say for the Peruvians? Oh, I remember. I was there. There we go. So, 3 new countries. I've just remembered that I forgot about those random islands. Great. Because this is nearly, Catalonia decolonized. There's just one more colony that they own. And I completely forgot about it. So that's good. You're going to put your capital out here in the rainforest. And yours can be right over here. Great. So South America is nearly decolonized. We have all of Brazil and this thing. But I quite like how it looks. I mean, this is a bit messy. This border's a bit weird. But these islands, I don't know what to do with this. What do you want me to do with these islands? I don't know. Colour. Choose a colour. Any colour. I don't know. I'm confused. I forgot about these guys. What do you want? There you go. That's a country. And yeah, the Catalonian country is now fully decolonized. They might have a few islands, but I don't think so. I made an effort not to give them islands because I knew I'd have to decolonize all those islands. Anyway, you're going to put in your capital on that island over there. Great. And then immediately take the correct course of action and sink them into the ocean. Don't have to worry about the islands anymore. Bye-bye. No, of course not. Not yet, anyway. They're not worrying about climate change yet, so that's good. Don't need to worry about it, it'll be fine. Anyway, over on here to Mexico. Because I realised that I haven't written down. I haven't saved a load of the colours. I just wrote down what they're going to be. So yeah, let's have some fun making some colours, I suppose. Oh, that's good. So Baja California, effectively, this is the Japanese colony, but returned and also slightly uglier. It looks a bit like cheese, like drippy cheese. So that's bizarre. And also, I didn't think I said drippy cheese today, so wonderful. You guys are here in the north, deserty Mexico, no, North Mexico-ish. Great, well, that's descriptive. North Mexico-ish. There's you. And 270 is there. Could you please just stop? No. There we go. Anyway, so there's Mexico fully decolonized, and the French might be fully decolonized now. Actually, they could be. I think they are actually. Oh, that's crazy. So, Baja California, you'll be putting your capital, I don't know, somewhere. There's a lot of cities in here for some reason. Let's say that you put your capital right here. I don't know why they have so many cities. That's strange. As for this sludgy looking thing, you can put your capital right over here. Your capital can be over here. This grey country will be putting their capital city down here. And as for this weird pinkish looking thing, your capital city is going to be right over there. So nice. I'm not sure how much I like this border. I don't like it very much. Oh yeah, so basically this guy has joined the Russian alliance, this weird pale thing, and this Nicaraguan one has joined the Arabic alliance. So they have now built their canal to this lake. No further. They haven't built a canal across the entire thing though, because that would be a lot of effort. Yeah, so the Swedes still own this, the Grenadans still own this, and the Iberians are still in Brazil. But otherwise, this is pretty decolonized. Getting on over to America, however, let's go look at the Korean place. Boom. Basically where the Koreans landed, right up here. It was in fact this colony, so it's cool. Damn it! Go away. Damn it. There's so many islands. Why did I colour in every single island? Why am I that stupid? Why? Anyway, I forgot the other colours, so I need to remember that. One of them is just called Rockies. I think you're meant to just be this colour. Oh, great. Got one of your lakes though. I suppose you're in the Rockies, aren't you? Brown next to terracotta, 250. Great. Have this country emerging. I suppose we can do their capitals as well. You'll be putting your capital city, I don't know, probably somewhere here. I don't know, somewhere in your country. And that's where you'll be putting it. I'd like to be able to put it here. I think in this city, the Californian sort of country, putting their capital. It's all California. It's the California is the main area in this bit that everyone thinks about, because it's like as rich as Germany, which is why everyone thinks about it. You are basically the Rocky Mountains, so you can put your capital city over here. Moving along to this one, we have the bluey grey to 100. I feel like we've used this colour a lot, but oh well, it's back for another country. Great. We have you existing, and we have you existing. Wonderful. Over here to this country. Looks like this. Actually, I might change the colour. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what we like to see. And then as to this one, I don't know which colour I said I was going to make this. I swear I wrote down Newfoundland. Newfoundland? Not Newfoundland. I swear I wrote down Nova Scotia somewhere. Nova Scotia. I probably went. Oh, you'll remember it. Come on, man. You'll remember it. Man did in fact not remember it. Why did that sound? What did I say it was going to be? I'm sorry, this is already quite far into the episode. It's further than I thought it would be, but it's relatively important to the episode. So, womp womp to me, I suppose. Looking pretty blue over here for some reason. And it's about to get a lot more blue, and I might actually change the colour of this country because I feel like it. You're going to be putting your capital city over here though. Michigan can put theirs out here. Whatever the heck this is. You can put your capital, bam. And your capital city in this bit, this weird looking peninsula thing. As for you guys, your capital can be right there. Cool. Now you may notice that there's 2 territories left. These territories decided they wanted to create a union, so they're going to do that. Make these 2 bits unite and form one country. One ugly looking ladybug snail thing. I don't know, it looks a bit like a snail. I don't know what I'm yapping at. Second line from... You mean the left, don't you? Probably. Anyway, let's just change that so I can get that right. Anyway, so your capital city can be right here. What a great spot to put it in. Not there. Just over here by this lake. Cool. So that's pretty much all America decolonized so far. They're very close to it. Quebec. That was strange. I don't know. Bright blue on the lake. Okay. That's simple enough. Boom. Want to do something else that's simple enough? So do I. Simplicity is easier. There we go. I just have a way with words like that. Unit exist. That's the same colour. Oh, it was relatively similar. It's not the same. As you can see, there's a slight change in the colour gradient. I think I'm just not okay. However, oh, capital cities. I keep forgetting I need to do that. You can put your capital over here. You can put your capital city right over here. Your capital city is going to be over here. And finally, as for your capital, we'll slot that in over there. Alright, so for North America, there's still a few colonies left. We have, of course, the Alaskan one, this one, and Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and Cuba. The Cubans own quite a lot of stuff, actually. And the Swedish thing. But otherwise, oh, crikey. And Greenland. Otherwise, everything is fully decolonized. I quite like how this looks. Yeah, this is exciting. Nice. None of these countries are particularly powerful because they've just been created, but they've got potential to become immensely strong. I mean, I think it's the strongest North American country at this point. I don't know. Might be this one, to be honest, because he's been around for a very long time. Or, like, not a very long time, but longer than, like, this one, or this one, or this one, or Quebec, who's got potential to become very powerful. Or any of these Mexican ones, like this one maybe. Or Baja. Anyway, let's go over to Africa. Because we love to decolonize Africa, don't we? We do. I think this was the colour of Egypt. Anyway, that's Sudan. Go back. Nice. Sudan, you've returned. So, yeah, we are actually bringing Sudan back to the series. Darfur. I think that's the region over here. If it's not, I think it is. So, I can label it as Darfur and remember it. So there's this one. Oh no, no major cities. That's not good. Oh god. Oh. So I'll have to deal with that probably. Your capital can be right over here, and as for your capital, right over here. The Egyptians, well, their treaty is going to be slightly different, as we're going in for a second crisis. Of course we are. The British really would love to keep the Suez Canal, unfortunately, and the Egyptians, they let them lease it out to them. I don't know why the Egyptians said yes to this. However, they did. So the British will be able to keep the Suez Canal and the Sinai Peninsula for a little bit longer. Not for ages, not forever, definitely not forever. You know, for an amount of time. Also, the Egyptians have nearly the same borders as today, because I just decided to add this bit in as well as extremely straight line. And yeah, these borders are very straight, except for this one. It's just only this bit, like a tiny bit over there. Anyway, irrelevant. There was another bit over here, wasn't there? I believe. This colony is going to get decolonized very soon. I think possibly in the next episode. But it's time for Nigeria. Greater Nigeria, to be honest. You exist. We also have this random country, Serotonin Principe thing. Comparable to 100. 100? Are you sure? Are you sure? Surely you don't comparable to 100. That's mad. Really? Okay, so what I've got written down. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Lilac to 100. And as for the other one, Gabon. It's effectively Gabon. Alright, there we go. So, this is Africa, relatively close to being decolonized. Also, I forgot, your capital cities, because I keep doing that now. So your capital can be here. It's good enough. Your capital is going to be your one major city, right here by the coast. Your capital is going to be your one major city. And yours is going to be around Lake Chad, because why not? That's Lake Chad right there. Anyway, our final destination of this huge decolonization spree is, of course, America? Australia. There we go. I know where we go. Well, it's not just Australia, actually, because we also have New Zealand being finally decolonized by the British, who are now, I think, effectively fully decolonized. Just don't look at the Sinai Peninsula. Basically, that's all you need to do. And we have Western Australia also receiving their independence and becoming a very powerful country, because despite just getting independence, they've got a lot of stuff here. And I mean, they're going to eventually grow a lot stronger, but I mean, they're not quite there really. that went, oh, they're really good too. Yeah, they're alright, you know. Making my way to the top of the power rankings. I'm just going to choose their capital city. Give me a sec. We're going to put it right here. As for New Zealand, you can have your capital city right there, in Christchurch. Because nothing ever bad happens to Christchurch. Don't worry. Just remember another thing I want to do, and that's the decolonization of another area. Because guess what just happened? That's right, the Koreans finally let go of this colony. Well done, Korea. Giving up your colony that was over your best friend, basically. So yeah, it's the dark blue one. It's just, I didn't want to bring them back because they've been destroyed and then brought back so many times across history. But I've had to return them because it was the Koreans who were giving them independence, so of course they brought them back. But yeah, come on, Cook. It is red with no green or blue, okay. But as the other Korean island, that isn't Korean, it's going to be divided between neighbors. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's going to be divided by some people near it. So that'll be fun. And the division will look, I think, quite a lot to draw up. This. Cool. So, half of it is mainly yellow team ethnicity, and the other half is a reddish sort of thing. We have this bit, which for some reason doesn't want to join the rest of the country. Why? Anyway, there we go. That's alright then. Also, of course, the blue country will naturally be joining which alliance? Yeah, the Korean one. So, they joined the Korean alliance. Great. Back to some nuclear stuff. Well, more atomic, actually. Because guess who just developed an atomic bomb? The country I just circled for no particular reason. This country. Yeah, so northeastern Australia was an old colony of the Chinese, who, as we know, in the 1930s, 20s, 40s, mostly 30s though, developed atomic bombs, which meant there are a ton of scientists who lived in Australia who then went to China to work on atomic bombs, and then came back after the Chinese lost World War II, and also some came back because the Chinese did some atrocious things to like Koreans and just other people in general. So that was nice of them. But, I mean, they're not doing as atrocious things, but they're still not a nice country, and you guys just joined their alliance, so that was good of you. I mean, like, if China, this isn't the Chinese colour, but like, oh wait, that's sick, you can see. Yeah, if the Chinese united with all their friends, this would be a very, very scary thing. However, it would also still be smaller than one-day China, so, yeah, maybe not as scary. Also, this northern border does not inspire fear. Anyway, these guys have developed their first atomic bomb, so that's very scary. Let's have a check up on atomic bomb levels. So, as I said in the start of this video, and I didn't really talk about at all, the green team just developed nukes, developed a nuclear bomb. Northeast Australia. So the Green Team developed their first nuclear bomb and the world's first nuclear bomb, and it drops stuff on places. Anyway, by now they've developed 3 of those. 3 nuclear. How do you spell nuclear? I know how to spell nuclear. Apparently I don't. No, I don't know. Yeah, nuclear. 3 nuclear bombs. And they've got, so the Green Team's got 9 atomic, 3 nuclear. That doesn't look right. China's got 5, Russia's got 5 atomic. Arabic Union has 4, the British Empire has 2, and Korea has 1, which is the same as this guy. However, Korea and everyone else is going to increase that number because they need to start stockpiling. The Russians needed to make it over to whatever it is, 9. However, they've decided to go over that, and the Russians now have 11 atomic bombs. The British wanted to get the most, so then they could stop everyone else from doing stuff. And the Arabs wanted to get somewhere close to the Green Team. So the Arabic Union, has developed 8 atomic bombs, while these guys have 9 and 3 nuclear ones. The Russians have 11 atomic, and the British have got themselves all the way up to 7 atomic bombs. Korea has got themselves up to 6, and China has got all the way to 8 as well. So they're on par with the Arabic Union. However, like, if it came down to a war, the Arabs are winning this. Like, if we look, oh no, there's a freaking green dot for some reason. I was just thinking about how big I want to make the atomic bombs. So oh no, that was a city. That was I was looking at, oh, what if I, yeah, oopsie. Hey. I'm not going to nuke this city, but this is the city that they did drop an atomic bomb on. Oh, so it's not the original city anymore. I thought I changed that. I was just testing that. Oh well. It's kind of the original city. Don't worry. It's just like an error that occurred within the system. Doesn't North America look crazy? Look at all of this. It's mad. I love it though. It's really cool. It's very brown and yellowy coloured, which is bizarre. Also, Africa. There's so many nations in Africa now. This is bizarre. And South America. So yeah, Australia is pretty cool. A lot's been going on across the world in terms of atomic bombs, but the northeastern Australians having nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, has stressed out people around in this area a lot. Namely, these guys and these guys. So they were used to testing areas like atomic bombs. The British tested like a little bit in here, but mostly in Egypt. And the Koreans tested a lot of atomic stuff in this sort of Australian desert. These guys are also pretty worried, understandably. This new Western Australian nation is probably, if everything goes right, going to become the strongest Australian country, because they were a dominion. None of these guys became dominion status. I mean, actually, New Zealand might have, but it doesn't matter. These guys were that strong that they became a dominion because they could have been their own nation. So they're pretty powerful. These guys are not powerful at all. What sort of coalition will be made up between this country, and looking for more members, which they might find somewhere around here. I just realised the Irish haven't decolonised because they've still got these random islands, and they might not lose those islands for a long time actually. I think they might also possess some other islands round about. Who in this island is? Yeah, so I made sure that everyone, well, not everyone, I don't know. I think this might be Irish. I think basically I gave the castle on some islands, and I made sure that I didn't, and I sold them all to the Irish. So basically, people, I wanted them to have overseas territories as just like a kind of, meh, you've got this random island, like, is Bermuda on this map? I don't know. Did I give Bermuda to the British again? I don't think I did, because I don't think it's on the map. I mean, of course, Iberia still owns all of these islands. As for in the Caribbean, I think some of these islands I might just have stay with them, like this one. I think this is the US Virginia Islands. Virgin Islands. I think I'm going to have these stay with the Dutch, unless I don't, because I'll probably forget that I said that. Anyway, that's fun. Yes, this sort of allegiance thing between this country and this southern one over here. This one's a lot stronger. However, because this country's been independent for so long, they've worked out quite a lot of stuff. And even though during World War One and World War Two, these guys actually beat this colony, it was just because of the massive amount of Korean support. So that's why. Yeah, the next country they find to join their alliance is this dark blue sort of thing. They will ally with them, and yeah, now you've got a reasonably powerful alliance. However, the northeastern Australians are looking for some friends, and don't worry, they find a really strong one over here. The Solomon Islands, plus Bougainville. Oh no! There might also be more in Papua New Guinea, but this could really escalate. People are very scared here because, I mean, the Australians here don't have too many rivals, except for this guy. They kind of really hate this country for killing other people in world wars. But the actual atomic powers are more scared of this country selling their atomic bombs to anyone. They could sell it to literally anyone who would buy it. I mean, there's a lot of countries who would like to buy atomic bombs. Anyway, speaking of countries, it's this entire series' theme. That's crazy. We're going to go over to Brazil, because the Brazilians have finally just been gifted their independence. Woohoo! And yeah, you notice, as much as everyone else does, the Brazilians haven't been broken apart. Nope. This is staying as one nation. I know that may seem crazy, but yeah. They managed to keep it all together. They were a dominion, they were very powerful, they're still actually very powerful. And they're going to be flexing their muscles and going for a little bit of a war. Possibly two. Just for some fun. Anyway, the country they're going to be declaring war on is this country over here. Because we're planning to make South America exciting. Because, I mean, in things that I've watched, South America is not exciting. Nothing happens here. No wars and stuff. It's like, oh, Brazil versus Argentina again. It's crazy. Anyway, the Brazilians will make a push towards this major city over here, and it goes pretty well. I think there must be some mountains in this area, just because of all the lakes here. So yeah, and they're starting another push towards this major city, which they take relatively easily, because they're Brazil. Or actually, not Brazil, they're in fact the USB. United States of Brazil. Oh, I'm sorry, all American viewers. That might have been offensive. I'm sorry. But effectively, yes, they are the United States of Brazil, which is funny, because USB is a thing, United States of Brazil is funny, and a USB sounds like the second version of the USA, like the knockoff version, or like, we couldn't get the USA, so we got the USB. I suppose the USC would be China. USD, I don't know. Anyway, these guys are going to finally agree to peace, because you're being wrecked by a newly independent country, who you literally left. The reason why they declared war on them, because this sort of, I don't know what colour country it is, this country said like, oh, look, like, they're trying to encourage provinces around this area to join with them instead of joining the Brazilian one, and then none of them did. So that was really depressing for them. It was actually incredibly depressing for the government, because nobody wanted to join their country. So that was a bit sad for you guys. Anyway, so they were trying to provoke people to join their country, and the Brazilians, they weren't going to have it. So they declared war on them, and took a lot of their cities and their economy, and just kind of hurt the country a bit, and now they're going to take a lot of their land. So that's nice. Sorry if I'm not talking for a second there. And oh, it feels kind of bad taking over the major city. I'll tell you what, you get to keep that. Alright, cool. I might actually return to this country later on in the episode. Who knows? Possibly. We could. Because they're really angry now. Yeah, kind of annoyed. The Brazilians are just going, alright, we're going to be taking some of that, please. Thank you, goodbye. And also, this isn't going to be the end of the Brazilian attacking stuff, because they've got a new target in their sights. And I'm just going to change this border a little bit. There we go, you can have that too, Brazil. And the next target in their sights is this country. Now, the Brazilians unfortunately don't have the same sort of justification for attacking this country, and like, oh, there's some people who are being mean to us. Anyway, so the Brazilians are going to push into this country towards the coastline. However, they are kind of rebuffed. It's a relatively powerful country actually, but they manage to keep pushing down, and they get close to the capital for surrounding it and taking the city. So nice. What does this peace treaty look like? Does that look good on a map? Yes, it looks relatively good on a map. That's all that matters. And the Brazilians are definitely, the country is not as big as our actual Brazil in modern day, which always kind of surprises me in this series, because I make these countries and I'm like, wow, this country is a huge country. Like, they got so much land, and then I'm like, wait a minute, the modern day countries are a lot smaller than this. A lot bigger than this, I mean. Sorry, I wasn't thinking, I was trying to find the colour. And there you go, you get to keep your capital city. So the Brazilians have been extremely merciful, haven't they? Thank you, Brazil. Anyway, I need to find a certain colour. I can't find it anywhere. Oh, 25 category 0 blue. That's easy enough. Because our next proxy will be occurring down here, and the Brazilian no. It would be really unfair if I just threw Brazil into this proxy war with all these other countries. So went, right, Brazil, you're going to be taking part. You wreck all your ops in this area and make loads of money. It's completely easy. No, instead it's going to be sort of these guys. Right, so this was an Algerian colony before they relinquished it after World War II. This one was an Iberian colony, but they left pretty early on. Early on. I can't talk apparently. What was that? They left the colony pretty early on, and now they've kind of had to pay for that. And this country was a Catalonian one. I just remembered the other thing I was going to do with the Catalonian. Anyway, this country, they've just had a huge argument with the leader of this country where they offended their stuff, and they're going to go out and they're like, hey, Arabic Union, I don't like this guy. Can I have some money to invade them? And they're like, absolutely, you can have that. So, with money from the Arabic Union, they make their way towards the non-existent capital city of this country. Apparently they don't need a capital. Anyway, they make their way to this capital. However, they are stopped by a huge wall of Green Team supplies and military equipment and things. Like, what? Turns out these guys went, hey Green Team, help me, I don't know what to do. So the Green Team moved in and helped this country, just because, you know, they need to fight the Red Team, not the Red Team, the Arabic Union. However, it wouldn't be a proper tripolar proxy war without the third country joining in, and that's of course going to be with this weird looking thing over here. They lead their invasion into this very unpopulated northern area, so that's great fun. However, they are also, oh yeah, I remember, I was meant to be doing it with these colours, that's great. However, they do also lead invasion into this country because they're really hungry for power and land, mostly land actually. So yeah, it's going bizarre. However, don't worry, Mr. Green Country, because your front line has just been freed up in the south. The tanks and stuff the Green Team sent you, and also some of their new really terrifying military equipment. And also, these guys were extremely tentative after that, because the Green Team has nuclear bombs now. It means that, yeah, everyone is very terrified of nuclear bombs, because they don't really know what they do. So that's why they're scared. Anyway, this brown country isn't actually making a very good push into this area. this greenish one over here. However, they have been pushed out of this southern one, and that's not great for them. They're going to hold a front line there, because the green team, they want to get in to this country again. The other green team forces, like the Caspian forces, they've left now. They kind of just gave up, because the capital of this country has just been taken, and we have a divide over here, in which the brown country will take most of the land, because they're the most focused on this. Whilst the green country is pushing towards their capital city all the way up here. They make it to this lake, and the brown country is like, what? What just happened? So they lose those occupied areas they recently took, as the green country starts to really near their capital, and unfortunately, four major cities is better than 2, especially when you've got this one also. So they take this, and they start to push round and circle this, and the troops are forced out, and they start to get down towards this area. They take the capital city, and it's only, in fact, the rebellion of this country again that manages to pause the green team in their assault, and for the brown team to get their wits back. I don't know what I'm talking about. So the brown team reinvade this area, and the green team's kind of cut off. However, I wouldn't really worry about it, because they've just retaken this, and unfortunately, even though the brown team gets to occupy these areas, the green team is kind of still winning. And finally, seeing this war might go on forever, and these countries are both pretty exhausted. You have a much smaller population, and you have a much smaller economy. Yeah, they decided to divide up this area. Although, just like in the Central American one, the other country is not going to be surviving. The dark green one is just going to be destroyed. Because they were rubbish in this war. They're absolute rubbish. Yeah. You literally didn't invade anyone. So, you get destroyed. Sorry mate. And I suppose you can divide up all these province areas. At least, like, the green country and the brown country both really hurt the other ones. You didn't invade anything. You're on the defensive. And it wasn't even that defensive. It was like, oh, I'm on the defensive. Like, just sitting there, mate. Anyway, so, with the dark green team slander out of the way, we can have these guys taking this, and this dark brown country taking this bit. Not the southern bit. Nice. So the dark brown country is a lot more content now, and also, in a way, the Arabic Union has just made their street credit an awful lot better, because they managed to win this proxy war thing. So countries kind of like, when I'm in a proxy war, I think I'm going to call up the Arabic Union to help me out. But yeah, so, going back to North Africa though, because we need to. Alliance time. These guys have just created the papers to make an alliance between them, these guys, between the North African country, the Libyans, the other Libyans, and the Egyptian country, and the Catalonian country. These guys are not ready to join because they need to destroy some countries first. However, just before it becomes official, guess which group uprises? It's a group up here in the north. They make an uprising, and you know, the Northern Algerians are just really unhelpful with this. Because like, dude, I think you should give them independence, you know? Because we did say you have to give everyone independence, so I think you're going to have to do that. However, we're not going to do those borders, because those borders are disgusting. So we're going to make you some nicer ones. Oh my god, thanks. No, shut up. Oh, I need help so much. Anyway, there we go. So this country is made all the way up here, and you're going to be putting your capital city in your capital area over here in the Basque region. Nice. Anyway, the alliance is created, and these 5 guys are in alliance together. So yeah, that's about it really for today's episode. We had lots of independences, proxy war stuff, nukes, atomic bombs down here in this southern country. Yeah, we're going to be having a lot happen in the next episode. I'm really excited for it, but it's not going to be easy to record one soon. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Spread of communism. nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, decolonization. This thing going fully decolonized. The USB. The 1970s, which is what we've arrived into now. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again next time. Have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.